So for those of you watching this video right now, I would like to preface this by saying that if you're looking at the thumbnail and the title of the video and you think this video is a joke or a parody or something like that or satire, it is not. This is a very real analysis of the economics and the marketing decisions behind why Nintendo has chosen to price their games and their console the way they have. And this is my basic theory. I'm going to state this right from the beginning. My theory is Nintendo doesn't want you to spend $80 on Mario Kart World. Nintendo doesn't want you to spend $80 on the Nintendo Switch edition of Tears of the Kingdom or Metroid Prime 4. This is my theory. Nintendo wants you to get on Nintendo Switch Online, and they are going to misdirect you through pricing until you get on Nintendo Switch Online. Now, this is a very psychological sort of marketing tactic they're using. It's a very tactical approach, and it's one that I personally think will probably work out well for them. So let's overview for a second. A lot of people are freaking out because the Nintendo Switch 2 is priced at $450 and Mario Kart World is being sold for $80, and Tears of the Kingdom and Metroid Prime 4 and various other games, you could look them up, have a Nintendo Switch 2 edition that is being sold for $8. Now, a lot of people are freaking out about this. For Canadians, this will end up being about $115 Canadian. And if you get physical editions of Mario Kart World, this edition actually costs $90, which means it'll be something like 125 Canadian dollars. My whole theory is Nintendo doesn't want you to buy Mario Kart World by itself. It doesn't want you to buy Tears of the Kingdom by itself. And they don't want you to buy the physical versions of any game. They are very strategically directing you in one direction. And that is to buy all your games digitally and to have a Nintendo Switch Online account. So let me break this down a little bit. If we look at the Mario Kart World bundle, this bundle is being sold at $500. So basically, it's $50 more for Mario Kart World included. And by buying this edition, you're saving $30 US off of buying the game and the console separately, or saving $40 US off of buying a physical copy of Mario Kart World. So why would they do this? Why is this so important? And another thing I'd like to mention, there are various very important perks to having Nintendo Switch Online. The C button functionality really only works with a Nintendo Switch Online account. So, before I get into anything, I'd like you guys to understand something about the leadership of a console manufacturer and also the investors in a company who invest into a console manufacturer like Sony, like Nintendo, like Microsoft. There are three really important metrics that matter to them. The first one is total console unit sales. That should be pretty straightforward. That's, for example, in this case, how many Nintendo Switch 2 consoles are they actually going to sell? The second metric is the attach rate. The attach rate is how many games on average are attached to each Nintendo Switch. For example, if they sold 2 million Nintendo Switch 2 consoles and then sold 5 million Nintendo Switch 2 games, this would be an attach rate of 2.5. Because on average, there would be 2.5 games sold of Nintendo Switch 2 games for every Nintendo Switch 2 console. This is a very important metric to investors. And the third one, which is kind of the focus here, is online subscriptions. Online subscriptions are very, very, very important to these modern console manufacturers. Xbox is always talking about Game Pass numbers and Xbox Live numbers. Sony is always talking about PlayStation Plus memberships and the different tiers of PlayStation Plus memberships. To put it simply, this is kind of where the real money is for these companies, because this is a recurring cost that's annually fed into, and they might have millions of people annually paying into this. This is the quote-unquote real money. This is why Nintendo is doing everything they can to lead you towards Nintendo Switch Online. Let's outline a few reasons why. First thing, and this is something I've noticed not a lot of people are understanding, if you have a Nintendo Switch Online account, I believe it's Nintendo Switch Online Plus, you will automatically get the Switch 2 edition upgrades for games like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Mario Party Jamboree, Metroid Prime 4, Kirby Forgotten Lands. All those games that have a Switch 2 edition, you will immediately be able to get this for free. You won't have to pay for the upgrade or anything like that. You can, if as long as you have a copy of this game, if you have a copy of Tears of the Kingdom already, you're already entitled to that upgrade just by having Nintendo Switch Online. Notice how one of the first things they showed in the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal was all the functionality of the C button. How it'll be all about video chatting and communicating with other players. And just so you understand, that button doesn't really work or do anything besides ask you if you want to subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online if you do not have a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. It's basically a press to bring up the Nintendo Switch Online subscription page button. It won't be able to do any functionality without it. And in fact, they have a camera peripheral and everything. They're using essentially NVIDIA broadcast software to do things like put people's faces in the games, let people communicate very clearly with NVIDIA broadcast kind of clears out noise. That's one of the RTX features. And basically, they very, very, very strongly emphasized the C button features and the Nintendo Switch Online. There's all sorts of benefits. You get all the Nintendo Classics library, the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, NES, Game Boy, N64, and now GameCube games are all on there. Obviously, you get online functionality in games. But I always like to talk about this. I was one of the few people, that I know at least, who really, really, really loved the Nintendo Switch voucher system. Nintendo tried to advertise this relentlessly, and what I noticed was not that many people actually made use of it. I thought it was a fantastic deal, personally. If you had a Nintendo Switch Online account, you could use this voucher where you would essentially pay $100 US and be able to buy 2 games, thus saving $10 on each game. And there was sort of a special case with Tears of the Kingdom. You would actually save $20 on that game. So I took advantage of that. And I ended up buying, I think it was 8 or 10 Nintendo Switch vouchers. Because I'm kind of like the ideal candidate that Nintendo's looking for. Because I like everything digital. I'm very heavy into digital games. I prefer it. I find it a lot easier to carry all your games around with you. There's just a ton of reason. Now they have the virtual game card system. So they're reaching out to guys like me. Because basically, they want you to not just buy the console. They want you to buy that Mario Kart World bundle, save $30 on Mario Kart World, and then they want to get you to see all the online functionality in that game. They want you on that Nintendo Switch Online. That's what it's all about right now. Don't get it twisted. The $80 price tag is a misdirection. It's a misdirection. It's to make you look at that $80 price tag and say, ew, what can I do to not pay $80? Well, what you can do to not pay $80 is get that Mario Kart World bundle, and then you save $30. And then you get on that Nintendo Switch Online, and then all those Zelda games and Mario games that you already like, now you get a Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade for it. Don't you want to get on Nintendo Switch Online? They are using reverse psychology, essentially. It's almost like, and again, with the physical games, I'm just going to call this now, the next console is not going to have physical games. Physical games are slowly but surely being phased out. There is a contingency of people who are very strongly supportive of physical games. It's getting phased out, man. It's slowly but surely getting phased out. And to the point where now there's basically a physical tax. You pay $10 extra just for physical games. They're making it very abundantly clear they do not want you to buy physical games. They want you to buy things digitally, and they want you to get on Nintendo Switch Online. Because think about it. It's not that bad of a deal if you get that Mario Kart World bundle and Nintendo Switch Online. And let's say if you're like me, you already have a digital copy of Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, and you know you're going to get Metroid Prime 4 for Switch. When I buy that game, literally what I'll do is I'm not going to buy the $80 Switch 2 edition. I'm just going to buy the Switch 1 edition, and then I'm going to upgrade it for free because I have Nintendo Switch Online. I really think all this pricing is directed towards getting people to kind of walk towards Nintendo Switch Online. This is hugely important. They really want to develop the Nintendo Switch Online community. This is why they had that weird playtest that nobody talks about, and Nintendo will come and sue you if you even show a screenshot from it. They care immensely about getting people on Nintendo Switch Online. This is hugely important to them. This is kind of like a tariff. It's like a tariff on physical games. It's a tariff on just buying Mario Kart World by itself. It's a tariff on buying... Think of it less as the $80 Nintendo Switch 2 edition is so expensive. It's more like you're getting tariffed for not being on Nintendo Switch Online, because you wouldn't have to buy anything extra if you're just on Nintendo Switch Online. Think about it. If you buy like 2-3 of these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games, you would have already saved more money had you just gotten on Nintendo Switch Online. They're trying to lead you in one direction. They want to get you invested in it. They want you to see, oh, we got Soul Calibur and F-Zero GX on GameCube now. Oh, we have all these cool camera functionalities and voice chat and everything in Mario Kart and all these other games. They really want to get you invested into Nintendo Switch Online. And that's all this pricing is about. If you buy this bundle, Mario Kart World is only $50. If you buy Nintendo Switch Online, you get all these Switch 2 edition upgrades for free. Included in it, essentially. You get GameCube games. You get to use the C button. Guys, everything Nintendo is doing right now is not about getting you to pay $80. They don't want you to pay $80. They want you to get on Nintendo Switch Online. And I cannot emphasize this enough. This is hugely important to them. This is something they can show to investors. You know, they did not like the way Nintendo Switch Online for the last generation wasn't popping off the way PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass was popping off. They want this to be a very high quality service that has tens of millions of people, possibly hundreds of millions of people, ideally, subscribe to. This is what it's all about, because that's where the real money is. So don't get it twisted. $80 US is a misdirection. Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought in the comments. Do you agree, disagree? Is there something I got wrong? Could you point out that error? I'd be grateful for that. And let me know, are you grabbing a Nintendo Switch 2? And are you getting that Nintendo Switch Online? Alright, thanks guys. I'm Mike Muhammad. Subscribe and like for more videos like this. And I probably got some more stuff to talk about that's Nintendo Switch 2 related, and I'll get to that soon enough. Take care, guys.